Good morning, hello, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hello. So, yes, it is part 10 of 12. And if you have missed any, they are all recorded. So, go back on and have a look and basically do a bit of a catch up. If you listen to any of them, they are all information in isolation, but they are all so a part of like a series. They're a part of a connection and series going on. So it's good to actually listen to them from one through. So let's see what we've got installed today, because we are speaking about the truths of the world and truths in your life and so on. So what we're going to be doing is our, as I said, part 10 of our 12 part, but it's all information and connection all on its own anyway. So we'll see what we get in today. But today we're doing our pillar 8, which is all around truth. So it could be very interesting to see what's coming up in the truth bombs of the world, what's coming up in your truth bombs of your life. So if you've done the exercises of the other ones, great. If you haven't, no worries. It will literally, each part of this connection will give you more and more information about yourself and what's going on. So it should be a bit of a self-realization about what is happening in your life. So give me some, while we're just connecting in here, have you realized a truth? Have you been told a truth? Have you had a truth come up in your world? Have you explored a truth? Have you had a gut instinct and a knowing that's led you to a truth? So everyone on, if you have had a truth come up. Now, what does this always mean? Sometimes truth, hey, Ashley Louise, hello. Lots of kisses to you too, darling. So if you've had a truth come up in your life, it could be a truth that, you thought you were loving total isolation, but you'd actually starting to absolutely want to tear the door down to get out. Is it that you love being by yourself, but now actually the truth is you're actually really missing, craving company? The truth is you've got company and you're really craving to be on your own. It could be a truth is you really wanted to work from home, but now you're finding it a challenge. Or you thought you loved working in an office and you love working from home. What's some truths going around? It could be positive truths in your life, and they could be what is deemed perceived negative truths in your life. It could be that someone really you thought was there to support you hasn't supported you. Truth. People are supporting you more than you realized. Truth. There's lots of things. So, first exercise. Have a think. Have a look at. Are there truths that are coming up? Are there truths that you're seeing in the planet? Are truths that are seeing that how global community is reacting, how the government is reacting? Are there things that are surprising you? That's how we're starting today, and that's where we're getting into that space to start from. So it is truths, and we're going to get into it. So when we're having a look at what's happening in the world at the moment, there is going to be an awful lot of truth bombs that start hitting people's consciousness. There's going to be a lot of truth bombs that are hitting in the media. There's going to be truth bombs about people and governments and institutions and way of life and so on. Sometimes even for people, just knowing that you are being dictated to by a government in a democratic country can actually be then a truth bomb to you that, wow, you had no thought about the government before, but now you're having all these rules, and if you go outside now, there's these fines. In certain countries, there's police and military with ammunition and guns on the street. And so on. One of my team members is in the Philippines, and they have armed guards outside their door in their streets, and they're allowed one person to leave the house at any given time. So there are truths coming up all the time. So what is a truth that you're sitting with? that's a realization. Because as soon as you can start to unlock some truths and actually look at them as, well, that's just a truth I didn't realize, you move yourself out away from illusion. Because we live our lives in illusion. We can live our lives in the illusion of the beauty of the world and not see the darkness. You can live your life in totally looking at the negative and the darkness with the illusion that you've lost control and you can't do anything about it, because you can. So there's many areas and there's many perspectives of how we can go about looking at this truth versus illusion, because we're going to be speaking about this today, coding around it, having an exercise around it, connecting into it and seeing what these truths are. So I'm going to speak to you first about the global side and the world component of this, because as we've been speaking about for 8 years now, we're going to start talking to you about the number 8 as well. 8 is going to be a very significant part of what we're talking about today. For 8 years, we've been delivering information through this channel to speak to you about truths, to speak to you that there is going to be a pivotal point in time, a focused point in time, where truths are going to be slam dunked into the planet and everyone needs to be ready for it. So that came through in January 2012. That is when Universal Consciousness George met Channel PJ, and that was the connection from that point forward, and a partnership was formed from that point. When you had a look at that partnership that started on the 24th of January 2012, that PJ gave the information through from George, channeling through the connection and the direction from that point forward, the partnership has been delivering truths and speaking of truths and getting people prepared for truths and doing healing on truths and so on. The number 8 is then significant because the number 8 was allocated to the pillar of truth. This is the signature information, the signature pillar, the signature connection of the entire reason we have this partnership between channel and source. This is the entire reason, the connection of truth, the ultimate of truth, the universal source forming of truth. This entire pillar is the basis of why we are coming through with information to support you through this coding and this connection, allowing you to access your truth. 8 is the symbol for truth. It is also the connection of infinity. So when you look at the number 8 in itself, it is the ultimate in infinity. There is no beginning and then there is no ending, but there is a constant journey of seeking truth. There is a constant buoyancy moving around seeking the truth. And as we say with each pillar, there are the 3 components. There is the mind, the body, and the soul component. And with the infinity, you have the mind, the body, and the soul component, each point touching in and lifting and lifting and lifting the vibration of consciousness. The opposite of this is illusion. And mankind has been in illusion for long enough. You have been with your blinkers on, head in the sand, illusion for long enough. And this is the time that the consciousness is here to absolutely lift that ceiling and take you into the realms of truth. There are going to be many things that are going to come out over the next 6 months, many things about truths around particular people on your planet, particular organizations, particular industries, particular structures, particular organizational forces who have been delivering programs of mind control, of connecting into the power that they hold, manipulation, that these truths will be revealed and lifted into your consciousness. As these are revealed, and there have already been some revealed, as these are revealed, we need you to hold the truth of you. We need you to hold the understanding that you are a part of higher consciousness, that you are the global energy of love, that you are the highest version of love and life and self and consciousness, and you are the connection of all. We need you to hold this state. The more you can hold that state, the more globally people can hold that state, the more truths will be revealed, the faster they will come out, the more recalibration, rebooting that can come into the planet. And with that recalibration, those that have been muted will be allowed to have a voice. Those that have been overpowering will come back down into their calibration level, and that they will be diffused out of their power. So the more that you can hold this space, the more that we can connect you to the truths and get the planet moving and get you back into the highest vibrational conscious life that you have chosen to actually live through. So we are going to say to you that the more you can do this, the quicker that you can lift your life, the quicker that you can be in your consciousness, the quicker these truths will come out, be dealt with, be removed, and the new order of consciousness will then lead. The new order of love will then be the paradigm for the earth moving forward, for the participants of earth moving forward, for everyone and everything in this realm moving forward. So this is about dropping the illusion and seeing the truth. The more you can do that in your own life, the more you'll actually be able to have the awareness of it in the world. And do it at a pace, like we said yesterday, do it at a pace where it is keeping you in that joy and that information and that training, that learning, that exposing, that lifting, but it is not bridging you into fear and anger, because we are seeking that you stay in your love and your joy vibration. It is so incredibly important as these truths are revealed. But time of truth, revelation, is a time of unsettling. Go back and have a look at when someone spoke to you about a truth, when a boss came to you and you thought it was just a general meeting, but you were told you were losing your job, or someone that you loved told you that the relationship was over, and you've been in these illusion bubbles, but these illusion bubbles burst and the truth was revealed. It is such a good point in our time. It is such a good point in consciousness. It is such a good point to literally float up and lift up into the version of the purity that you already are, but without the illusion of the mud and that dysfunction around you. So it's time to lose the dysfunction. It is time to lose the disease. It is time to lose the disconnection that you are all living with. And if you don't think you have been living with it, in it, and around it, you are actually still in the illusion. Burst the bubble and lift yourselves up into that highest vibration, because it is about getting the mind in its truth, the body in its truth, and the soul in its truth. And when those three can align, then you will be in the lifting and the affinity and the highest vibration of your journey of your life. And this is vital at the moment. This is incredibly important to understand what is happening. So please look at the dots to dots. Please look at the stepping stones. Please look at, if something looks like it's not right, it's not right. Investigate it. If something is looking like it is starting to smell like that there's something off, then have a look at it. Look at the solutions, and look at the awareness of what is happening around the planet. When there are people coming from a heart space center, you'll feel it, you'll know it, you'll tune into it, you'll accept it. When people are coming from a power-based center, a money-based center, a control-based center, you'll know it. And that is what is shifting. That is what is changing, because the unconsciousness, the walking dead, the sheep state of the planet is literally moving. And those who are lifting into their vibration will lift quicker when they're doing it with their truths, which is why we ask to see what truths you actually have revealed in your life. We're going to ask you to ask questions today, check in today and see what it is that you would like information on, because this particular situation of the coronavirus, with the isolation and with people losing their jobs is a recalibration. It's a truth that needed to happen. There are people who have been held back and held back and held back, and these are good people with good situations or good purposes to offer to the planet, and the recalibration will move them forward, and then they'll have a look at that they have been lifted into the time and space that they were meant to have been all along. There will be people who will be sitting at a power state, at an ego state, at a control state, who will be recalibrated back down into that general average looking connection and bringing them back into the leveling of the community, because it is a calibration. We are recalibrating the planet for you. You are recalibrating. And unfortunately, there sometimes need to be the absolute negatives that come out for negative reasons. That is the one thing that will lift you and shift you and get you waking up quicker than if your life was in peace. If your life was calm, if your life was in peace, but you were just choosing to step yourself up, then you would be sitting there not really needing to step out. But when your life has been shoved and your life has been moved and you have been forced into change, this is when you are being pushed into waking up and seeing what's happening. So there's going to be internal truths within you. The external truths will be important, but the internal truths within you will be vital. What internal truths are you speaking about? What internal truths are you connecting into? What is your internal status saying to you? Because you are all antenna. You are all antenna. And you are connecting, and you are connecting with others. You are connecting with energy. You're connecting with vibration. And this is why when there is extra vibration, extra negative energy being thrown around your house and your offices and your streets and the planet, this is why this is altering your energy and this is altering your connection. So have a look at what is happening. What is your truth? Where are you speaking to? You're an antenna. You are connecting into truth all the time. What is it and why is it that you haven't been looking at the truth? Because have a look. There are so many movements. There are so many connections. There are so many groups out there who are literally delivering truth everywhere. Have a look and see where your vibration's sitting and see where you can connect into it. All right, let's just see what your truths have been. Thank you for connecting into this. All right. Enjoying this self-isolation. I'm surprised at that, given the perceived need for company. That's a recalibration. That's a beautiful truth that can come up. So grateful for our lifestyle and time with each other. Have clarity on why things are happening. Beautiful truth. That's knowing. So we're going to speak about the moving from a mind truth to a soul knowing. All of the pillars have a mind connection and a mind name to it. Pillar 1, peace. But they all have a soul actioning, and they all move from the mind through the body to the soul. That is how the balance works. And then the soul action then comes back through the body to the mind to outplay it. So as we're speaking about truth, truth is our pillar 8, and this is the truth of mind. But the soul is the one that has the knowing. The soul is the one that actually connects in. And when you have soul knowing, that surpasses any truths. So once you can learn to have a look at and have instinct about your truths, you can then actually tap into your knowing, because that's when you'll start listening to soul. And that's where we'd like to get you to. Once you have more knowing and knowing and knowing, the truths are just confirmation of your knowing. So rather than waiting for a truth, your soul will project a knowing, and the truth will come in to validate that knowing. So be careful of the state of your positivity, of your consciousness, of your availability to that positivity, because your knowing will then, when you're in the positive, will sit in the positive side of this knowing. There are so many people out there in the world at the moment who are literally relishing in the positivity of what is going on, because they sit in the more positive vibration. They're connecting into their knowing. They're drawing attraction into their energy vibration to lift that energy of knowing, and then the truths come in to validate. If you are more sitting in that less conscious state, quite often you need a truth to come in to slap you in the face, for you to wake up, to then see what is happening, and then get your sense of knowing if you believe the truth or not. Once you actually have a knowing, you've moved into your soul state. And with your soul state, it is that time of validation. Your mind will validate and your body will act. And this is what all of these pillars have been connected for. So today is about the truth, the contrast, the shadow of that is the illusion. The body component is metabolism. It's how you metabolize, and it's how your metabolism is seen as weight, but it's fluid, it's toxicity, but it's everything in your system. It's the entire progression from your processing through to your outputs, the metabolism of this pillar. And then that moves into the absolute knowing. Total truth is metabolized into knowing. And the opposite of knowing, if you're in the shadow or contrast side, is void. There is just a disconnect and a total void rather than your knowing. So what is happening is you can go from truth, metabolize it into your knowing, or from a soul state, when you're sitting in that soul consciousness state, you can go from your knowing, you process that, metabolize it, and the truth will be revealed to you. In other words, actions. You can have a knowing that you are going to get an amazing job. And that knowing has nothing to do with what's happening in your world at the moment. But you metabolize it. In other words, you process it. You put your actions to it. You put your list about what your great job would look like. And then you move that into your mind state. The mind state will then literally see the attraction coming in. Will process all the stepping stones that are leading you to that amazing role. Do you understand what we're saying to you here? Each of these pillars has that transactional process from mind through the body to the soul, and the soul through the body to the mind. And that, my friends, is the infinity. And that is the correlation of the infinity of the world. So when you can maintain your positivity and lift up into that truth vibration, you will have that knowing state. And in the knowing state, you draw in from the external what it is exactly that you are choosing. So it is so crucial to stay in your positive, to stay in your truth, and to connect into your knowing with the whole validation of the positivity of truth that it can actually connect for you. So today is about the truth metabolizing into the knowing. How does that work in our world at the moment? How does that connect into the world as we see it? So this is all about the absolute truth that is being lifted into the world. Yes, the truth at the moment is that there is a virus going around the world that is creating absolute havoc, and the reactions for government is to shut down everything, creating more havoc. That is moving back into the effects of that, the ripple effects of that, are people moving into their isolation. Some are losing their jobs. Some cannot connect into their family. Some people can't go to hospitals to be with their loved ones. Some people are passing on their own, looking at funerals where no one can attend, and so on. This is the ripple effect of that particular situation. So that's the metabolism of what's happening on in the world. So there's the truth. The truth is there's a virus out there. But the truth is there's always been viruses out there. So this particular virus has come through. This is the truth, and there's a lot more on it. And if you've listened to the other 9 parts of the series, you'll understand what we have spoken about at length about this particular virus. Then it's how is it metabolized? What is the reaction? The reaction of the shutting down, of the isolation, of closing of the businesses. That's the metabolizing of this particular truth, how it's metabolized. It is recalibrating everybody into a different state, and it is a shutdown state. And so everything at the moment is literally in that shut down before it's rebooted up. It is literally closing down to be able to heal, to clear, to connect, to lift, to then come back at its purest, highest form that the world is meant to be, that you are meant to be, that the governments are meant to be, that industries are meant to be, and so on. It is that shutting down before it can connect up to reboot. That is the body component of what's happening on the world at the moment. When you look at that metabolism, there is so much good in this metabolism. There is so much good happening. What you're seeing and what will get more headlines is the negative metabolism, the jobs that are being lost, the stock markets that are dropping, the isolation, the people that are dying, and then the loved ones that are in pain, and so on. You'll see the negative recalibration. But what is underneath that, when you look at a number 8, you are looking at top down and you're at the center of that 8. But what is hidden within that is an incredibly positive recalibration, and that will start coming up, and that will start bubbling up to the center point of that 8. And that will be things like the environment. That will be things like the release of animals, because there's no tourists there to go and torture these animals and so on. There'll be things like people actually coming in and spending time with their family and educating their family. There'll be people who are actually lifted and given more work, and there are people out there who have been promoted and given their businesses a lift and so on. There is so much good happening in particular industries at the moment where they actually have never been so busy. There's so much recalibration about the importance of the food and the fruit and vegetables within your community, that people are really choosing to eat local and support farmers. Well, don't farmers look like heroes now, where before they've just been completely and utterly left to actually get through droughts and fires and floods and everything on their own. Farmers are being heroes. The people in the medical world, they're lifting up. People are standing outside hospitals and work and medical centres and workplaces with huge signs just saying thank you, just standing there silently saying thank you as staff are going in and doing their job. There is so much recalibration happening in the planet, in the environment, and with the pollution, with people's minds, with people's bodies, with people's souls. And so this recalibration is lifting, and that is the metabolism of this particular situation recalibrating into the highest vibration. So what is happening is that the negative is coming back down into its state where it needs to be cleared, and what has been held back is coming up into a state where it's being lifted, and the two are meeting in the middle. And when the two meet in the middle, there is not enough space in the middle of the 8. There is not enough space for both to merge, not enough space for both to go through. Do you understand what we're saying to you at the moment? So the negative is recalibrating down, the positive is recalibrating up, and they're meeting in the center of the infinity, the center of the 8, the center of the infinity. And this is where it explodes, because there is not enough room for both to maneuver through this point of infinity. There is just not enough room. So when you have this explosion of the positive lifting, and it is lifting with fury, and the negative being exposed, and you're about to see it being exposed with fury. There is so much manipulation happening at the moment to stop this being exposed, but it's inevitable. A lot of truths, a lot of information about government, about management, about money storing, money laundering, about universe, about higher universe, about outer universe. It is all going to start to be revealed. So when you have a look at this, please understand that it's the point in the middle that is the important component about what is happening at the moment. And the positivity is overriding the negative, but the negative is, my goodness, giving it a good whole bash before it is going to release the reins. This is the truth of the universe. There is a revolution going on, but it's already been won. It's just going through a process. What is happening for you internally? Because you, as a cellular form, as a microcosm of the universe, you will also be feeling this. You'll be feeling this wave of negativity and then this wave of positivity. And who's winning today? Then you'll see negative people in your life, and then you'll see positive people in your life. Who is winning today? And then you'll see negative things coming through media and positive things coming through media. Who is winning today? And then you'll see negative things coming through your finances, and then positive things coming through your finance. What is winning today? Do you understand what we're saying? You can do this in every element of your life, and you'll see the wave come through, and you'll see the wave come through, and they meet. Just look at it in the people in your life. You all know someone who's incredibly negative, incredibly downtrodden, incredibly victimizing, and will not listen to any positive, but other than the world is in ruin and the sky is falling. And then you all know someone who is incredibly up, incredibly positive, looking at the glory of the situation, looking at the positives, looking at, wow, this is an amazing opportunity for the world to right itself and correct itself. Now, put those two people up opposite each other. You got like oil and water. They will not mix. And so, but these two people are in your life. They're both in your life. Does everyone know of someone like this? They're both in your life. So what happens? Are you to ignore one and listen to the other? No. Are you to ignore the other to listen to one? No. They both have elements of their viewpoint, and you will learn from both. You will learn from both. You will learn how you choose to be, and this collision will come in the middle, and a truth will blossom from it like a flower. And you will have the elements of how you choose to grow and how you choose to live and how you choose to believe. And if you have a look at it like this in your life, this is the simplest explanation we can give you about what is happening globally on the planet at the moment. Does this make sense? All right, so are there more messages in there? All right, so have a look at what we've just spoken to you about of the collision. And if you haven't worked out before, that's the infinity. This is the infinity symbol. And that infinity symbol, when it's righted, is the hourglass of 8, and that is our pillar of truth. And this is where we're sitting at the moment, the truth metabolizing through your knowing, and your knowing metabolizing outwardly into truths. So let's get some coding and see where you are at the moment. Let me know, did all that make sense? All right, when it's truths, become journalists yourself, become researchers yourselves, because as these truths connect, this is when you'll actually really realize what is happening out there on the planet. All right, so with some coding, we're going to short circuit and let you see where you're going to actually have some truths revealed. So we're going to do a number from 1 to 9, and if you can please put up number 1 to 9. And then we will tell you where you are actually going to see some of these truths revealed. Now we're going to do it in we're going to do 2 parts of this coding. So the first coding will be about individuals, and the second part of the coding will literally be about the corporate code, the business code, but how it connects into the world. All right, let's get into this coding. Some numbers coming through, brilliant. All right, some truths. Now, we're going to tell you that the information they're about to give you here is to say there will be truths coming up about this particular area of your life. Now, truths are perceived positive or perceived negative. Go back to a relationship that you desperately wanted and it ended. That at the time was a perceived negative. And then you go on to meet your soulmate, your love, your life partner, and you realize that the past relationship, thank goodness, it actually ended. So then it turns from a perceived negative into a perceived positive. Do you get what we mean by this? Because regardless of the truths that come up, it's your perception and your time and space around it about what is important for your understanding with it. If it's a truth that will come up, and because you are sitting listening to this, we will confirm to you, we will 100% confirm to you, you're about to have a truth revealed. 100% reveal to you a truth. It is coming down the line in the area that we are talking to you about. When it comes down the line, what perceived energy are you in? Are you in the positive, going, thank goodness? It could be for the fact you've lapsed your insurance, and that you've realized that because you're at home, you're finally getting to your paperwork and you've realized your insurance has lapsed. Is that a perceived positive or a perceived negative? It's perceived negative because you're actually uninsured. Perceived positive, thank goodness I found it. I can do something about it before something happens. So it's where your mindset is when you actually get this truth in this situation. But you will get a truth, and please let us know when these truths reveal, because they will reveal. All right, so if you had a truth number around 1, that is something around yourself personally or your health. It could be that you are connected into some dysfunction that is going on. It is something personally about yourself, but a truth will come up. It could be around your isolation state and how you're coping with a person, and that truth coming up from that. It could be a truth coming up that as you are going through this isolation state, that there's absolutely this ideal life and purpose that it rises within you, and therefore you need to make changes. But number 1 is yourself and your health. Number 2 is your partner. That is your romantic partner, your business partner who you deem as your partner, or the lack of. So there'll be a truth around that particular situation. 3 is family. Something around your family will come up, and you'll see a truth within your family. 4 is friendships, acquaintances, the people around you. You will actually see truths coming up around that sector. 5 is work. You're going to have a truth around your work, something that has been an illusion for you, and it's going to be revealed. If you had 6, it's your sense of purpose. You are connecting into your purpose. There's a truth coming up. You may be thinking that you're on purpose, but you're off track, and it's revealed. Get out of the illusion. What is your purpose? A truth will come up around that particular purpose area. If you receive number 7, 7 is finances and the financial sector, the value of you, the value of your finances. It could be, the value of your assets, or the value of your actual wages, or so on. But there's a financial truth that's coming up for you. If you received 8, 8 is lifestyle. It is a lifestyle truth. Now this means your hobbies, your activities, your lifestyle. It's a truth, especially with isolation. It could actually show you that this isolation is actually really very blatantly showing a truth around how you were living your lifestyle and how you preferred to live it in a different way. It could be whatever is perceived positive or perceived negative, but there is definitely a truth coming up around how you are living your lifestyle. Number 9 is literally your whole journey. That means you're going to get a truth about you as a person, and that could be quite a cathartic change, really big momentum, really big shifting and changing. Something has ended and something is beginning, and there's a big truth around it. So with those numbers, please let us know if that makes sense to you. And what numbers have we got there? 8, lifestyle. 6, purpose. 7, finances for both. Lifestyle, purpose. There's a few purposes in there. All right, so let us know if that makes sense. All right, so this has been all around the truth. So we're going to conclude this, if there's no questions in here, with a vibrational energy, a shifting, a lifting, and we're going to do this in the form of a mini healing guided meditation. So what we're going to do is help get you vibrationally lifted so that you can be absolutely ahead of the game with any truth that comes down the track, that you are lifting yourself into a higher vibration, that you can actually sense yourself, lifting and seeing, and therefore the truth doesn't have to be told because the knowing was already there. All right, so we'll just do this for a couple of minutes, but we're going to literally lift your consciousness and lift the vibrations so you can access your knowing, and then be forewarned and excited when these truths come down the line. All right, 9. Yeah, 9 is a big one, Nikki. So 9 is about there's a truth around your whole journey. It's the whole being of you. It's almost like you're not engaged enough, or you're not you haven't lifted enough, and you're really seeking that next level. You're really seeking to push the boundaries and break through that ceiling. 9 means that you've been sort of swimming around for a while doing really well, but it's literally time for the next lot of staircase. So 9 actually means that you've gone through all of that journey. You've done yourself and your health, and you've looked through all the partnership, the family, the acquaintances, the work, the purpose, the financials, the lifestyle, and you're actually now ready to climb the stairs of the new platform of the new journey. All right, so everybody listening who's in a safe space to do so, just sit nice and comfortably, feet flat on the floor, and we're just going to take you through a couple of minutes just to lift your vibration and lift your knowing. All right, so just connecting into yourself in a really comfortable position, and just feel the sense of gratitude around your lungs. Just sense the absolute gratitude of your lungs. Just have awareness of your breath. Just watch the process, no changing, just watch the process. With that silence, you can hear your body, the buzzing, the energy. And now you're going to focus down the soles of your feet. And literally like a flush of energy, flush of water, just lifting like a straw from the soles of your feet. You're just going to feel this sense of energy going up your feet, your ankles, lower legs, knees, upper legs, thighs, pelvic area, back, abdomen, waist, all the way up through to the scapula, shoulders, from your fingers, your wrists, your lower arms, elbows, and matching and meeting back up into the shoulders, all the way through the chest, the upper back. The energy is just whooshing, just now up through the neck, the back of the neck, cervical, the base of the skull, now through the head, all the skull, the ears, the senses, eyes, nose, mouth, taste, touch, all your senses, till it gets to a point in your third eye, to the center point. And this energy is lifting and lifting, and it's coming out the center point of the third eye, and it's lifting up into the crown, and it's shooting this beautiful white light back up into the universal energy. And with this, you know that this is a healing energy, it's a clearing energy. And you're actually lifting your body. You are now lifting your vision and your awareness, as your awareness can actually now see from the top of the room, looking down at your body being healed and connected. And your awareness is now going to the top of the building. It's now going back out of space, out of suburb. It's lifting and lifting and lifting until you can see your whole country. And you are lifting and lifting as your body is vibrationally healing and connecting. You are lifting until you can see the whole planet. And here at this point, you can feel your body's vibration with healing and love and connection, but you can actually see the planet, the blue and the green, the darkness around it. You can see the planet moving slowly. And from this point, you're going to be staying up in that space, time, no space, no time, connection, time, no connection, no time, love, energy. But there's going to be a sense of you that is going to come further down and closer to Earth. And you're just going to get close enough that you can start to see the movement in the cities or the country. You can start to see the movement within the streets. And you're going to be looking at that and you're going to see a truth revealed to you. And just hold yourself there. Your body is healing. Your soul is at the highest space, looking at the entire planet, but your consciousness is now have moved down, so you're almost just above city level, and you can actually see the movement. You can see the unconscious walking about the world, going about their day, unaware of what is happening. What is a truth? What are you seeing that you don't like? What is one gift you would give to everybody who's walking around, who are oblivious to anything else going on around them? They're just busy in their walking state, busy in their unconscious state, busy in their doing state. What advice would you give them? And now with that healing energy that you have through your body, you are going to gift it. In addition to what you're receiving, you're going to also gift it to the people you're observing. And with love and gratitude, you lift back up to your soul state, which is the highest vibration, seeing the entire planet, and you connect back into that soul state who is supporting you and keeping you safe. Now your conscious state and your soul state, your whole state, you're going to slowly come back towards the vision of Earth. Come closer until you can see that you're above your country. And come closer and closer until you're above your street. You're above your house. You're above where you are. You're back into the room. And you so beautifully and easily move back into your body, where you have the ultimate in mind, body, and soul alignment into your highest consciousness. And you have your truth with you. What did you see? What was the truth? Who required healing? And why? And when you can answer those, you will understand that you are healing your higher state of self. You are healing yourself and those loved ones around you. Come back into your being, come back into your connection, into your awareness, and please share what you may have experienced just then. All right. So, how is everybody feeling? You just got a beautiful healing. You got a truth. You have vibration to help you lift not only through your today, but all of your todays, to help you lift through your journey and all of your journeys through this experience. You have that vibration to help you lift your consciousness, because there will be things and people and times and situations that will try to bring it down. Stay in your higher vibration, stay in your higher consciousness. All right, what truths did you get? What healing needed happening on the planet? Well, please let us know. Please let us know. All right, have you got that vibration, that healing? You don't want to lose that buzz. Keep it going. Make sure you're drinking water. Have a look into the awareness of truths that will lift into your world. Be kind to yourself, be kind to those around you, and be understanding of those who are still sitting in their fear and anger because they are choosing not to step into their consciousness at this point in time. All right. No messages on that one at the moment, so I'd love to hear what your truths are. Oh, here we go. That was amazing. The truth I got was to appreciate nature. Beautiful. So nature just received that healing from you. Sadness into love, connectedness. Beautiful. Healing the sadness and lifting people into love. Best meditation that I have ever experienced personally. That's lovely, Wendy. Thank you. Glad you guys connected into that. All right, hold the buzz, hold the connection, hold that high vibration. Know that you are the truth. You are the truth. Drop all the illusion. Allow your metabolism of life to support you. Be the truth in your journey. Be the truth in this situation at the moment. And we will look forward to speaking to you all tomorrow. All right, take care.